Alright, so this is our shape that we're modeling, and it has three views. So here's the front view and the side view. We can tell there's a hidden line here. So we're also given the isometric, so we can see it's basically this like U shape, and then there's a little square cut into the outside. But this is something new. This is a section view. So what this means is this line that goes through here, we're essentially cutting the shape in half and then showing it up here. So if we took a knife and pushed it through this right here, or saw and cut it in half, this cuts through the middle of the box, and so we can see the depth of the box. So we have all of our dimensions. So I'm going to do this as one extrusion and pull it out to the depth, and then we'll add the square as the second one. So I'm going to start by making just a 13 by 20 rectangle in the front view. So I will start my sketch, click front view. If I have a mouse, I can right click, do U normal to sketch plane. And so now I can start sketching. I'll use my corner rectangle tool, and I'm going to start on the origin. So I'm going to make sure that it gets locked into the origin and pull it up whichever way I want. And then I'm going to take my dimension tool and do 20 by 13. Alright, so now I could extrude this, but I'm just going to do all in one. So I've got 20 by 13, just double checking. Now I'm going to put this rectangle in, so we can just extrude this part. So I'm going to put the rectangle in dimension, the width 3 and 12, and the height is 8. So if I go down here, take my dimension tool, I'm going to go here 3. As we get into these shapes that have more dimensions, I like to kind of keep these organized. So I press escape to get out of my dimension tool. Now I can start moving these around. So I like to keep the smallest dimensions the closest, and then as they get out, they go larger, so we don't have a bunch of crisscross lines. Now I'm talking, I forgot. So 3, 12. So from here to here is 12. And then the last one is from here to the bottom is 8. So here's 3, 12, and then 8 I got from down here. So now I go back. Everything is black. I have 5 dimensions, so you guys should have 5 dimensions as well. So I click the check, and when I extrude this, I'm going to just click that part. I'm not going to let that part extrude, but I can click back and forth on it and it toggles back and forth. So now I've got this. So 10 is the depth. So I will add 10 inches in here. And here's my shape. So now I need to cut the box out of the side. So I'm going to take my sketch tool, and it says select a sketch plane. I'm going to select the right side of the shape. And then I can right click and do view normal, so I can get a clear view of the shape that I'm drawing on. I know this is going to be a rectangle, so I'm just going to take my rectangle tool and I'm going to avoid any constraints. I'm just going to draw it in there. So everything should be blue. If you've got any black dots or black lines, undo it and do it again so you don't have any constraints that are going to hurt you later. So now I can do my height and width dimensions. So I'm going to do height first. So I'll do 2 to the bottom, 5 to the top. Two and 5 to the top. And so now these have turned black because they're constrained, but I need these 2 lines. So I'm going to do 1 and 6. Okay, so that's all finished. Everything's black. I've got 4 dimensions. And again, if I don't like how I can't read the 2, I can press escape and then I can move these dimensions around. If I realize I made a mistake, I can double click on it and I can change the dimension. I'm going to click the check. Now I've got this box. So I'm going to extrude this, click inside the rectangle. It's popping out. I want to remove it, so I click remove. It should start going in. I go back to my drawing, and this is why we have the section view. So I can see that this is where this is cut in half. Here's my cutout, and it shows me that it goes in 3 inches. So I will put that as 3, click the check, and that is my shape. So to get my properties, I click on the scale, okay, click on the shape, and my volume should be 2105.